Hey guys, I'm back. Rockstar Gamer Extreme here again. Welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 4. And we're part 4. And does this look suspicious to you? Look. First we had 3 down and 5 to go. Now it's vice versa. We have 5 down and 3 bitches left. Well, these guys aren't really bitches. Only one of them is. Drill Man will settle our score later. For now, let's go after Skull Man. If we don't, he'll skull fuck us. Okay, so I guess now is the time where I can show off, the power of some weapons. Let's see if this is a good demonstration. Now let's compare that to how many shots it would usually take. 1 Dust Crusher as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Dust Crusher is equal to 4 uncharged Buster shots. Interesting. And we have a new enemy, so we can either do this to stun him, then he'll just get back up, or we can use a charge shot and take the fucker out and possibly get something useful out of him, which I like doing. I like strangling my enemies till they die. You're not that hard. 4 shots and you're down. Ow. I find it funny how I'm having like an easy time, with these enemies now that I've like done this Buster only. It's not to say that I'm skilled in this game, because you can obviously see that I struggled with the first part of the game. Like, seriously, getting 2 game overs for the first parts of the LP, that's just nuts. And our lives are stacking up. That's just insane. So, let's see here. All we have to do is move out of the way of this guy. Actually, not really. This might take a while. Yay! Be very careful here, because doom awaits us at every corner. See what I mean? Escorted by Roll Mythical? No. He only says see what I mean in a few of his outtakes, Sorry if I keep talking about this guy so much, but seriously guys, go watch Roll Mythical's, perfect run videos. Like, you really have to check this shit out. This is some awesome shit, I have a lot of respect, for how good he is at the game. I mean, they may not be like no hit, no miss runs, but seriously, it's Buster only, no hit. Now we have a complicated jump to maneuver. That was the complicated jump, I just made it look easy. And I didn't want to risk jumping in tight corners, so I just slid. And you won't believe how many times that warp has fallen on my fucking head, and I'm just like, damn you! Now here's the fun part. Oh boy, whoa! So, just for you, never mind, let's not do a charge shot. So, we're gonna bring out the Dust Crusher, because if I fight him without the Dust Crusher, this guy's a pain in the fucking nuts. So the basic idea is he shoots, then he jumps, and then he gets close to you, or whatever. He puts up his skull shield, lets it down randomly, and then like tries to murder you by skull ramming you. But as you can see, with the Dust Crusher, he's not that much of a problem. It's when you fight a Mega Buster only, where you have to lure his shots and guide them consistently and dodge them, which becomes a pain in the ass. And for that, we get Skull Barrier. Yippee! And so, with Skullman out of the way, we can now take on Dive Man. Now, I'm just gonna say this really quickly. The way you fight Dive Man with his weakness is a different story as to how you fight him without his weakness. Like, in fact... Oh crap, I almost died there. Did you see that, folks? I literally fell into the death spikes. But I had my invincibility frame on, and it kicked in, so I barely saved myself there. Ow. That was kind of a cheap shot. But that was even more cheap. Because I'm cheap like that, bitches. Yay! Woot for my mashing finger! I don't know if that will come out right, you know, when this audio gets compressed or whatever it is they do to these vids when, you know, you upload them. So we have Eddie again. What you got for me, man? You useless bastard! That's the last time I ask for help from you. Oh, you know what? Let me show something off. Since I have the Dust Crusher now, watch this. Boom. 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 Isn't that just awesome? Ownage at its finest. But I prefer Drill Man's weapon. And you will see exactly what I mean when we get to that. So, for now, let's just enjoy the game for what it is. And notice how the water current's constantly going up and down. If you jump while the water current is low, if you jump while the tide is low, your jump is going to be affected very drastically. You're not going to be able to jump very high. But if you jump while the tide is high, like it is right now, then you'll be able to jump very high. But first, let's drop down this area and get a little secret. This is actually much easier to get than the one from Feral Man's stage. And what we get? What? We get a Dr. Wily weapon? Actually, you might be surprised. So we get taken back a few steps, but now check our inventory. We get something what's called the wire. And I'm just gonna say this. Actually, I'm not even sure, so I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say that the wire and the balloon are rush adapter things. They're like rush, you know, enhancements, but I don't think they are. I mean, just because they're red, I don't think that makes them, you know, rush enhancements. And one thing I didn't note about that big shark is those missiles home in on you, obviously, and those mines that he's dropping. You're not seeing much of them because I'm pretty much mashing my fingers away and killing him before he has a chance to make a very effective use of it. So, be thankful. Be very thankful. And as you can see, these red mines explode. If you get too close to them, or I'm not sure if you have to shoot him. No. I think it's just standing too close to them for too long that gets them to go off. But it's no big deal. So, first I'm gonna fight, Diveman using Skullman's weapon. If I can't defeat him using Skullman's weapon, I'll just use my Mega Buster. So, we put up the Skull Shield immediately, and lure him to us. And the battle was kind of over before it started, so it's kind of hard to explain that one in detail. So here's what happened. Diveman has homing missiles, which he will shoot at you, and I used my Skull Shield to block that. And his other attack is ramming you. So at the beginning of the fight, he will, attempt to ram you. So I just put up my Skull Shield and jumped, so he would break my skull barrier and get damaged by his weakness in the process. If that makes any sense. Because, I'm sorry, but the Skull Shield is just useless. Except for that boss particularly. I haven't really found any uses yet. Like, one hit from the Skull Shield from anything, and the skull thing disintegrates. But enough of that. Let's do Drill Man. So I think you get the point. If I didn't have the Skull Shield on, obviously I would have taken a serious amount of damage. And I for some reason keep almost burping. Alright, so now, I'm just gonna own him with the Buster, because I just don't feel up to killing him. I don't feel up to killing him the way I usually do. Well, actually, that's the way I usually kill him. Except in one of the Fortress stages. But you'll know what I mean. It's a different story there. You don't have as much room to work with, It's just usually the circumstances allow me to work with it. Okay, so now let's see if we can get that one up. Let's see here. Yep, so if you time that jump accordingly, you'll get the one up. If you don't, then you don't. And let's let that ladybug thing chase after me while I run away from it like a scaredy cat. Where I'm just like, neener, 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 you can't get me. Ow! I almost jumped over him successfully. Until he shot that helicopter thing at me. That's probably what I forgot to watch out for. And I almost steered myself right into the death spikes. Bravo, bravo. And unfortunately, you know what's sad? You can't touch these spikes. So why the hell did they put them there? Capcom! Seriously, guys. If you're gonna put death spikes, please make it so that we can actually die from them. The ones on the floor don't really count. I think we're smart enough to know that. Sorry, but really. And you obviously, for these enemies, you gotta, like, be very careful. You gotta watch their shots, so you can time it accordingly, because if they close their shell before they shoot, you can't hurt them. But when they open their shell to shoot, that's a different story. But sorry. Capcom, guys, you guys really need to rethink some things. If you're gonna, like, No, I don't have time for you. Yeah, this Dust Crusher works very well. But, yeah, sorry, but, like, the spikes on the ceiling in that one area, if you're gonna put spikes in the ceiling, at least make it so that we can jump up to them and heal ourselves if we're feeling suicidal, please. And this is another great place where the flash stopper can be used, because if you do this, it stops all the enemies. Yeehaw! I learned this from another walkthrough video. I didn't learn falling into a pit from a walkthrough video, I promise. So let's try that tactic again. Except let's not be a total idiot about it. And yeah, if these things get too close to you, they're gonna go into an invincibility mode that I didn't mention earlier. Because I was too busy yambling. But yeah, let's say some things. If those like things that were flying around, if they land on the ground and they end up shooting, if they land on the ground and become stationary, they can become a pain sometimes. So get rid of them. But yeah, if you want to have fun with the Bright Stopper or Flash Stopper, go right ahead. Do it to your heart's content. But in the meantime, let's see if we can get some energy out of this. The reason I want to get some energy is because Drill Man is not a very easy boss to deal with, and he's very soon. So excuse me while I like try to get an energy here. Okay, that'll do. That was more than generous. Okay, so I'm sorry this bit's been like a little longer than my other bits, but yeah, I pushed it a little time-wise here. But at least now after this we have all the robots taken care of. So Dive Man is Drill Man's weakness, so let's do this. So like Dive Man's weapon, the missile will home in on the enemies. Of course, this guy likes to stay in the fucking ground, so when he comes out, finally, we can actually surprise him. Of course, you know, when he jumps down to go underground, he goes into his invincibility frame, making it really hard for us to, you know, well, you know. One more hit and he's dead. You know what, let's finish it off with a Mega Buster. Boom. Got him before he even hit the ground. How sad. Alright, show's over. LP cancelled. No, I'm just kidding. Alrighty. So, with this, we get the Drill Bomb. What an awesome weapon. And this weapon is pretty cool because, you can actually you can actually remote detonate this while this is in midair, and you have to use that on a boss coming up later on. But for now, guys, this is it for part 4. So till then, take care. Next part, we're gonna take on Dr. Cossack, the mad scientist behind this scheme. Take care, guys. Peace.